This is The Craft. Maps. What I want you to do, if you haven't already, you need to get a map. I recommend a 10/24,000 scale map. I think the easiest thing to do is to go to MyTopo and order one. You can put in your address and it'll put your house right in the middle of your map. You can adjust it and make it custom, but it makes it pretty easy to work with, especially if it's around your house or somewhere that you like to go that's pretty easy to do. So make sure that you put in UTM or MGRS grids overlaid onto your map. This one, they're a little hard to see because of the color of the map. Blue grids that are 1 kilometer. On this map, if you just get a topographic map, you can see them a little bit clearer. So anyway, for your first assignment, I want you to find on the lower left corner of your map, there's going to be a first full grid. You can see here that the grid doesn't really start in the corner. This particular first full left grid starts here. And if you haven't watched the previous video on maps and coordinates, go back and watch that, and then you'll see here that we're gonna start with 9425. 9425 designates the 1 kilometer square grid here on this map. Here, we could have 74, this is 61, so this would be 60. So this would be grid square 7460, this would be 7360. So for this exercise, I would start here on this lower left grid square. And what I want you guys to do is simply using the scale provided or using the protractor that you've acquired for the scale of your map. I want you to plot 1 kilometer at 25 degrees. 25 degrees is something like here, but I want you to figure out how to plot a 1 kilometer coordinate. So if this is 1 kilometer at 25 degrees, it's gonna arc 25, 50, 75, and then 90 degrees would be here. So it's gonna be somewhere in that arc. Plot 1 kilometer at 25 degrees. From that, write down the coordinates. From that, I want you to plot 2 kilometers at 50 degrees. So 2 kilometers at 50 degrees, plot that point, write down the coordinates. And then 3 kilometers at 75 degrees, whatever that is, plot the coordinates. So 1 kilometer at 25 degrees, 2 kilometers at 50 degrees, and then 3 kilometers at 75 degrees. 25, 50, 75, and each time you're gonna go 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers. I want you to plot those and then write down the grid coordinates, not just the 1000, but try to get as close to the meter squared as possible. So you're either gonna have an 8-digit or a 10-digit grid, depending on how you do this and your level of accuracy. And I'll be able to help you on the next video, figuring out if that is the point that you plotted, which will be kind of cool. The second exercise that I want you to do doesn't require your map, but it does require your compass. Regardless of the type of compass that you have, what I want you to do is find the coordinates for the location you're taking it. If it's your house, you figure out the location of your house and you can see it. And then you can say that, this is my neighborhood. I know that my house is right here, so then I can plot my coordinates to my house because I can see it. That's pretty good. And then I'm gonna look out a window and I'm gonna try to find something on the map I can see. And then just using your naked eye and your compass, I want you to aim at that thing that you can see and tell me the compass azimuth that you shoot from your house to whatever that object is that's going to be visible on the map. To things that you can see, various things that you can see from your house, and shoot an azimuth to those things and write them down. You could say park, neighbor's house, weird antenna on a roof, mountain, hill, dump, tree, something or other, but things that are on that map that you can locate by eye on the map rather than doing the coordinates on the map themselves to begin with. I just want you to say, okay, here's where that thing is, and I'm going to shoot an azimuth to those objects and write those down. Try that every couple days and see how close you can get to the same measurement, which may or may not be totally accurate, but I want you to get practice shooting azimuths to things that you can see from your house to the things that you can see using your compass, like I described in the introduction to compass video. If you haven't seen that, go back and watch it, and you'll be dialing this and lining up the needle on your map, and you'll be shooting azimuths to the things that you see, and you'll be saying, okay, in this case, we're at 315 degrees. And 315 degrees was the measurement of the thing that I was looking at. I'm gonna write that down and we'll discuss that in the next video. For now, go out and get this stuff, get that data, plot your points, find things you can see, and we'll discuss that in a future video. And if you haven't seen the other ones, go back and watch Intro to Map Coordinates, Intro to Compass. And if you haven't, please like, subscribe, share, and join the craft.